Scorpio, can I let you into a secret? This was supposed to be Libra's reading, but something kind of rose up in me and went, nah, Gemma, this is Scorpio's reading. I was like, the universe wants what it wants. So here we are. It's yours, not theirs. I wonder why. What do we need to know? So we're looking November 2023. Okay, we're looking at a bit of love life, a bit of life, a bit of destiny. We channel messages. We see what's coming up for you. I rather like the look of that one. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to go through each week in November and look at the energies as to how you go through. Okay. Of course, we begin in Scorpio season. Yes. I like Scorpio season. There you go. I'm putting it on record. I'm a Pisces, so I'm a fellow water sign. But I think Scorpio season is the one time of year when every single star sign gets their reckoning. You know, we have to look at the bottom of the skanky well, where Scorpio has already looked many a time. Now, for you, Scorpio, it's not quite the same as it is for everyone else. Like I say, you've been down that well. You normally have done the kind of work and the examination of the sewage of life. You know, you're like, I'm cool with that. I know what's happening down there. There's rubies in the dung. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the overall energy that you're bringing in to Scorpio season and into November. 6 of Pentacles is the first card that you get, which is receiving. I like this actually. Often for me, it's my little bag of cash cards. So it can be receiving money, but I feel like for you, it's receiving more than just money. There may have been some pushing and shoving in your life in general, in your relationships with other people. You may have been putting a lot in. A Scorpio is normally very loyal to the cause, but sometimes you can be blinded to whatever is going on with that cause and whether it's coming back to you properly. This is a switch around, a switcheroony. This is where you start receiving instead of giving. And it's very refreshing for you, Scorpio, and it's about time, okay? Second energy I get is the World card. Now, in the World card, we're in the last card of the Major Arcana. You're ending a cycle in Scorpio season, which of course means you're starting another one because it's Ouroboros, when my beginning is my end, the snake that's eating its own tail. And I've got quite a strong picture of that in my mind for you, Scorpio, as well, which I like, okay? You've worked hard for something, whatever it is. You've put the hours in, you've put the effort in, you've turned yourself a bit upside down and inside out for this. You're loyal to the cause, whatever it is, and I do feel like you're going to see some results, but the fight isn't quite over. I know. Okay, I'm going to look at each week of November, then I'm going to look at your love life, which will probably come up anyway during the weeks. So let's look at the first week of November. We're still in Scorpio season. We're still reeling from the lunar eclipse in your opposite sign of Taurus. Oh, hello. Not to take away from the majesty of the card that has just dropped out for you, but I must, you know, full disclosure, it's come up for nearly every single sign, and that's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and by the way, if this resonates, there will be an extended reading, as there is every month. In the extended, we take all the cards from this reading, we clarify them, I do a further kind of love reading, I do some weird channeling, messages from your person, etc. So if you get to the end and it turns out to really resonate, that's the first link in the description box. Right, first week of November. Two of Cups. Ooh. Now, this has come up for a lot of people, a lot of signs so far, which it doesn't normally, I have to say. So there's something in Scorpio season about cracking the egg on a particular relationship. It can be a relationship moving from the shadows or moving from being in hiding to being out in the open. It can also be, for me, a relationship that's going to the next level. This could mean that if you have been putting a lot of effort into a relationship that hasn't necessarily been reciprocal two ways, then you're like, Gemma, I know what reciprocal means, woman. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm just checking whether I know. Some days I do, some days I don't. You know how it is. I feel like what I'm getting two channeled messages here. I get the weirdest things. You know, when you're in the playground when you're little, and there is that horrible kid where you're sat near the slide or whatever, they say they go on the slide, could be your older brother, you know. You go on the slide and they plonk their enormous self down there. You kind of go up in the air like that and you're squealing and they won't let you go back down again. You know what I'm saying? This is like a complete imbalance. You have been involved in a situation, it could be a work relationship, love relationship, a family, a friend, whatever. The situation is you've been hanging up here in the sky, you've been hanging, and the other person is just like that on the bottom. Now something is happening to change this balance so it's more of an even thing. So you could go up, they could go up, it could stay flat and normal and level. Okay, this is very good news for you, and this is happening around the time of the first week of November following that lunar eclipse. So it may be, because these might go out just before that lunar eclipse on the 28th of October, may be that there's a sort of major shift, and you can probably feel that. You might feel, if you are in communication with somebody, there's a shift in their text messages, their spoken phone messages, I don't know what you call them anymore, you know, their voice messages, whatever their message is, there's a change in tone, in feeling, and in power balance, actually. That has come up for a couple of other signs. Who did it come up? Taurus. It came up for Taurus. Okay. Now, let's not kick it out of bed for eating its what sits in bed there, because this is a gorgeous card. So for some of you, it's a love relationship, moving closer, or even appearing out of nowhere if you're single. So if you are single, looking to mingle, as my son's friends would say, not mine, I don't think, although they might, to be honest. Get yourself out there, peel off your apple packers and whack on that glittery thong. Okay. Then we have, for the first week in November, the 9 of Cups. You want to show up for this week. This is like a diamond week, okay? You get two cards. You get the big old snoggy 2 of Cups with its Japanese blossom and its romance, and you put the phone down first and chicka chicka and all that. And then you get, as if it's not good enough, to ice that big old fat lovely red velvet cake. The frosting is here, the 9 of Cups, Jupiter in Pisces. This is Mars in Pisces, which is like an explosion. The planet of war and rah and woof and physical stuff is in Pisces, which is the sign that represents unlimited love and like glitter and unicorns, and like bam, it's like an explosion of glitter and unicorns. This one, Jupiter in Pisces, Jupiter is the planet that expands, philosophy, honesty, all of those things. And when Pisces expands, love becomes limitless. Oh, yes. God, I'm loving this for you. Okay. We will also look into your love life as well. But we're already there, aren't we? So we'll be just looking over it again. Who cares, man? If I got the 2 of Cups and the 9 of Cups, I'd be like, yep, cast your eye over that one again, please, Gemma. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Second week in November. Oh, you're getting different cards to everybody now. You're like, don't throw us in with the other 11 signs. We're the OG. Leave me a comment. What's the best thing about being a Scorpio? And drop your other astrology as well. I'm nosy. Let me know. It's difficult to get Scorpios to part with that kind of stuff, so I'm interested. Justice. That's exactly what you needed. Right. So we're setting up with this first week in November where we've got our seesaw channeling, okay, and you're getting more into level and you're stopping that bully from like keeping you up in the air. Then Justice, which of course, I don't know if they have it on this one, but they have it on every other one, so it's there anyway. Scales, okay? Justice represents Libra, and Libra is the scales. This whole thing about scales and levers is what your month is all about. And I know you're like, what are you talking about? But I think you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about a power balance and you restoring yours in a situation that has left you squandered for too long. Okay? For some of you, this is a work situation. There may have been some bullying going on, some micromanaging going on, someone who's bad at their job, not wanting you to expose them that they're bad at that job. That's for one of you who's going, yes, that's me. Leave me a comment, let me know, okay? For others of you, it's a relationship and you really need it to be more equal than just one person calling the shots. So Justice says a rebalance. This happens in week 2 of November. And it's very welcome. You know, you're into this. It's good. It's a relief. It's been a bit of a long time coming. It's also harmonious. Got very Libran energy, Venus energy. Yes. Then we get this guy, the King of Wands. Mad, bad, and a bit dangerous to know. A good dancer. Somebody who's got charisma. Someone who you find really attractive. Somebody who is entertaining and bright, you know. Masculine energy normally for this one, divine masculine energy, can be a bit of an alpha. Yeah, I quite like this for you actually. I mean, you are ruled by Mars, aren't you? Come on. So I like this for you. Could be somebody new, could be somebody that's already there. I feel like for those of you where you've got somebody in mind, that this is a rebalancing of power, because the King of Wands, you know, he's not sat there in a whole orange ensemble with a big old ribbony whipstick for no reason. Okay, I mean, look at his beard, he's rocking. His headgear's rocking, the outfit's rocking, he's toned in with everything, his sash is amazing. You know what I'm saying. But he needs a bit of humility. Looks like you get leveled off, okay, which is good. Especially for some of you with that 2 of Cups and 9 of Cups. This could be somebody where the energy that you have almost feels like a crush energy. And when we have crush energy, it tends to shut down our sensible, operational areas. That's not the right word. It shuts down our logic and we can behave like we don't want to. Like we all can, but we don't want to. And also, if you've been slowly experiencing an erosion of your power, you can get more and more desperate to even that back out, which makes you act in a way that isn't really you. Leave me a comment, please. I want to know. Right, 3rd week in November. So we're kind of looking at mid-November here. 3rd week in November. We've got love in the air. We've got the 9 of Cups, which we will talk about again in a minute when we do love life, because there's something there about manifesting. We've got an evening out of a power balance with somebody, which is very nice and very good. Oh, I don't know which one it is. Okay, you're getting 3 for this one. Do you know what is so weird? Like, sometimes with a tarot card, you're like, do I want to touch that card? Do I want to bring that out? But you sort of know that you have to. And then it's always the 7 of Swords, isn't it? Right, 3rd week, you've got 3 cards now. Okay. Things slow down in the 3rd week of November, but with very good cause. The Knight of Pentacles is here. The Knight of Pentacles, as we all know, could be the boring man who sits next to you in the pub and says, would you like to see my coin collection? I have put it all on Google spreadsheets for you and marked every single one. You can cross-reference them if you like. And you're like, oh my God, beam me up, Scotty. But apart from being like Mr. Boring that you don't want to sit next to in the pub, The Knight of Pentacles is here to tell you that it's seasonal. There is a large emphasis on your solar year. And what I sort of mean by that, and it might not be like astrologically accurate, what I mean is your year starts now and goes through to next Scorpio season. There is a whole, that's why you've got the World card. There is a whole season of this, so 12 months or 11 months or however long it is, till the next Scorpio. So let's say, for example, that the universe here is casting down the gauntlet of a challenge to you. And it's a new cycle, and what do you make of this? That's what it is. Because alongside the Knight of Pentacles, we also get the Ace. And the Ace of Pentacles is telling you that it's all about earth and something which has legs and something which is worth it. Earthy, tethered. What other words can I use? Grounded. Now, there's going to be a little test about this because I've got Mr. Seven of Swords here, knocking around in the bushes with his bag of swords, with his bushel of swords. In this particular version, which I really like actually, the police are hunting him down, he's hiding behind a tree, we get the impression he's not going to get caught. That's a spanner in your works, and I don't know who that is yet. I'm going to put that to one side. Right, week 4. And we'll probably find out about your Seven of Swords here too. Okay, week 4, you mix it up a bit. There's some tweaking. Tweaking of the power balance. 4 of Swords, finding what you're comfortable with. Finding peace, finding your place in this whole situation where you can feel good. And the 2 of Pentacles. Now, the 2 of Pentacles is Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter, planet of expansion, okay? Faith, knowledge, trust, long-term travel. Capricorn, quite a constipated sign in lots of ways. And I don't mean that negatively because I've got my moon in Capricorn. But Capricorn, very much into the boundaries, okay? This is blowing out your boundaries, busting your comfort zone. There's a little bit of adjustment here. You're kind of going up and down a bit on the dial and doing something to your comfort zone. But also, the 7 of Swords is you. Now, 7 of Swords can come up for 1 or 2 reasons. There is betrayal sometimes. There is a thief in the camp. That's a very thief in the camp, inside a job type thing. For a few of you at work, there may be a sabotage of some kind, somebody who is not working in your best interest for whatever reason. But whether this is work or play, romance or whatever, this is you being a very good Scorpio and keeping your powder dry, keeping your head below the radar and keeping your position secret for a while. There'll be a reason for that towards the end of the month. And you'll need to think around a subject. And it won't be just your natural response. You're going to have to curate it and craft it a little bit so that, and you're very good at this, so that you are not handing the power back to somebody. You know, they may be asking you like a trick question or saying, well, what do you think about this? You know, cool your jets, Scorpio, keep your powder dry and hide in plain sight. You know what I mean. Should we look at your love life? I feel like we need a different deck for this, possibly. Hang on. Okay. Doing a few cards for your love life. In the extended reading, and it's weird because often in the extended reading I will clarify the cards that came up in this reading. I am going to, in the extended reading, do a love story reading for you. I'm going to look at your whole love story from scratch with a different deck, while bearing in mind the cards that we have here. Oh my lord, hooray. I'm liking the look of your love cards so far. Wow. Okay, very, very nice. First of all, have to do this because of YouTube, the Ace of Cups. Aphrodite coming out of the water with a really pretty big goblet there, okay? Very nice energy for your love life to get the Ace of Cups. And with it, the King of Cups. Now, King of Cups is a thinking, believing, soulful person. It may be somebody you're already involved with. They're on your emotional wavelength. They're as clever as you, and you don't normally find that. They've got the banter, but they've also got the heart and soul. Got the Nereids here in the bottom, better do that. And we've got this kind of, oh, this is Psyche at the top. This is Eros and Psyche. And they're being toasted. They're taking things to the next level. Love that for you, Scorpio. Absolutely love that for you. This all looks very straightforward. And I also get the Ace of Swords, which is Athene with this whacking great big sword. Your love life is looking like there's a whole heap of potential in there. Okay? Loads and loads of potential. But at the same time, it's like you're steering, I'm getting a channel of a computer game, and you've got to avoid the ghosts if you're Pac-Man. You know, there's just, it may be others who are against it, or outside influences, or even the person themselves, or even you. There's some kind of barriers there which need to be carefully steered around. And that's probably what your Seven of Swords is. What are the barriers, please? What are the barriers, please? Okay, that's good, I get that. Oh, one's gone on the floor. Oh God, this one's come up loads. Right. The barriers, Page of Swords, social media. Something to do with the phone, the WhatsApp, the social media, the message going wrong, miscommunication, and the Hermit. You might be dealing with somebody who is very introvert and more comfortable on their own, okay? But actually not completely comfortable on their own. But still difficult to get them, I keep getting this cracking open an egg, difficult to get them to crack. Not that we're interrogating them, Scorpio. We're not. We're just lightly nudging. Let's have a love card. Love Oracle card by Belinda. Ooh. What is that all about, Scorpio? The F word, right. You get forgiveness. Now, whenever we get forgiveness, we are also forgiving ourselves. Even if it feels like it's nothing to do with you, we're still forgiving ourselves. It's never enough for healing to take place. We've got to be a part of it, and we have to acknowledge our part in it. Even if on paper it's not our fault, okay? Do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? There's something here in your love life that's a little bit, just a bit of a fly in the ointment. There's a whole heap of potential because we've got the Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Cups, the King of Cups. You know, come on, that's decent. But at the same time, you've got to be open to forgiveness somehow. Now, drop me a comment in the comments section if that forgiveness part resonates with you, and how does that resonate with you? And let me know your other astrology if you want to. You don't have to, obviously. Scorpio, ooh, I'm going to go and do your extended reading. I'm going to look at your love story. I'm going to look at the shadow side because it's Scorpio season. I'm going to dip that bucket so far down the bottom of that well that it comes out with all the answers. So if you want that, that will be the first link in the description box. Otherwise, leave me a comment. I read all my comments and I reply to as many as I can. And I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.